This here started. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, chat. Welcome, chat. Toaster. Here with me today is Tyler. We have Tyler, the creator of and developer of Schedule One. Tyler, feel free to tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
yourself.
Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Tyler. I'm the developer of Schedule One. Um, I am I'm Australian, about 22 years old, and been doing game dev as a hobby for probably well near 10 years now. I started back on Roblox when I was 10 or 11, and did that for a couple of years, and then graduated to Unity. Um, and just been sort of fiddling around in Unity for the past near decade. Just mostly small little hobby projects. And yeah, that's more or less me. I'm also going to uni as well for mechanical engineering. Um, yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
Cool, cool. What kind of hobbies you got? You like skateboard or anything? I like the boards. You know what I mean? Like, was that inspired by
No,
real life boarding or?
no. I mean, I've tried skating before, but I'm terrible at it. Hobbies, really up until now, I guess my main hobby's been doing the game, but now this is more of a job.
Mhm.
So hobbies other than that, I like to go like rock climbing, bouldering. Um, I like to I guess I'm doing like a model RC plane thing. I started that a couple of years ago and I still need to finish it. Um, what else? I mean video games as well, of course. I don't mind video games, they're all right. So
Sure.
playing a bit of mostly just Counter Strike and Left 4 Dead with the boys.
A
Um,
lot of shooters. It sounds like the classics too.
yeah,
For sure. For
exactly.
sure. For sure, for sure. Well, that's pretty cool. Sounds like a pretty simple stuff. You know, uh,
Yeah,
I'll get back into the more like developmental questions. Let's kind of crack into it a little bit. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah, sure.
so I got a lot of people that ask like, how long was the game in development for?
Yeah, well, I started it in would have been it was March of 22, I think, so about 3 years. It changed a lot during development. Originally, I wanted to have the whole game done in about a year. And originally, it was going to be quite different. It was going to be really just set in like a single room, like you'd never leave your facility. So you'd sort of just order stuff in directly to your front door, do all your production, and just like take your output to the door and then send it off. And there wasn't really going to be an open world and like customers you'd go up and interact with, and no action or anything. All of that stuff sort of just expanded during development. I just figured that it'd be fun to be able to go out to an open world, and I was just every few months I'd think of something else I wanted to add, and it just sort of grew in scope over the years. Yeah, ended up taking 3 times as long, but I think it was worth it in the end. I'm glad people like it. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You're making a game, you want people to play it and enjoy it. And it's really sweet to see people liking the game. I mean, it's you know understanding what like how do you make fun? How do you make something a fun experience? It's just very vague. It's difficult. So I'm glad that it resonated with people. And yeah, thank you everyone for checking it out.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, from the start, I've always been a big fan. Like 100 hours in the demo, 560 something in the full version. So
Yeah,
I know I've gotten my bit out of it, and I can't wait for the Cartel and the rest of the releases to throw even more at it, man. I'm not burnt out at all. I love to wait for more. You know what I mean? I
thank
still
you,
got to get that
thank you.
10 mil achievement too.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's a hard one. Mill.
I think I'm almost there, but my net worth gets split because one of my friends has a bunch of cash because we just deal together, you know? So
Oh
we'll get
yeah,
there. Yeah, whenever he
yeah.
logs on, I'm probably at like 9 mil. But
Oh yeah.
moving on.
Bliss.
You said it was about 3 years you were working on it?
Yeah, yeah. 3 years.
Okay.
And
So,
yeah, it just evolved a lot during that time. I didn't set out to like spend 3 years on a project. That's quite a long time to sink into a game that could potentially totally flop and everyone hates it. So yeah, it's a relief that people don't. Um,
uh, for
yeah,
sure. I mean, it's great. How long do you think it's going to be in early access for? I know on the Steam page you say it's 2 years, but do you think that's
yeah, two
extended
to
or?
3 years,
Okay.
really, until I'm not gonna set like a strict. It's gonna be done at this date. More just when it's done and feels complete, and I'm happy with the state of it, and I think that it feels like yeah a complete polished product, that's when it'll come out of early access. And I would estimate that to take 2 to 3 years, but if it ends up taking four, or if it ends up taking only another year, then so be it.
I mean, hell, you planned on it being a lot more simple in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So for the way
yeah.
it's
It was going to
evolved,
be
yeah,
yeah,
it could take more than three. Just with the passion you have in this game, I could tell.
yeah,
It could end up being
good.
five. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm totally fine with. I enjoy working on it, and yeah, I think people enjoy it. So why not?
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Uh, Speaking of which, I heard you say something about GeForce Now a minute ago. Is that the only other
Mhm.
platform you plan on getting it on? Are you looking at like Epic Games, maybe like other
Yeah.
platforms like that? Or
To be honest, I haven't thought about it too much. I might as well put it on Epic Games.
Mhm.
Like obviously their market share is fairly small compared to Steam.
Yeah,
But it's probably worth it at this point. Why not? I'll try and get that done sometime this year. Alongside Xbox and PlayStation if I can.
yeah. I remember hearing you say something your last dev stream about localization first and then looking into consoles. So hopefully we could see
Yeah.
that this year. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. At the
Heavy
moment,
hitter.
the plan is to get to console before the end of the year. Probably November is the plan at the moment. Um, just because I want to, yeah, get the localization done, the optimization, add a bit more content to the game. Just because as soon as I release it on console, I'll need to move to a different update model with less frequent but larger updates.
Mm.
Just because with consoles, it's a lot different to Steam, where you can just like release an update willy nilly whenever you want. With
Right.
consoles, every update has to be reviewed, and there's a big process. So I can't just be putting stuff out weekly.
Mhm.
Um,
And
so
then
yeah, I want to get some more frequent updates done before I move to console, and then I can take a more structured approach to the updates.
yeah, because we don't have the luxury of a beta branch in on a console, so I understand why that's a little bit. You got to be more straightforward with that. You know what I mean? It's already got to be done and polished and ready to go.
Exactly.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Do you plan on writing any like lore for the customers and the dealers?
Customers in the deal. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I think I would like to expand the story. Right now, it is pretty minimal. But yeah, why not? I try to sort of view a character in the NPCs as much as I can in like their appearance and like their daily schedules, what they do throughout the day, and even like how fast they walk, what their voice sounds like. But having some more actual like yeah story and lore behind them could be cool as well.
For sure, for sure. And you must have spent a lot of time working on all of these people. Do you have anyone that's like your favorite?
Favorite. Hmm. I
Anyone
think
you resonate with?
The first NPC I ever made was Kevin, who works at the grocery store. He's got the orange bowl cut.
Yeah.
So he's a special one just because he came first. And I think uh, after that I did. It was either Jesse or Dean was the next one. I like those two as well, just because Dean's got all the tats on him, which I quite like.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
And then yes, that is yeah Jesse as well.
I'm not gonna
But
lie,
yeah, I think
Tyler. I thought Kevin was a cop.
really
Yeah, cause
Kevin.
he texted me out of nowhere talking about, "Hey, Uncle gave me your number. Uncle's in jail. What do you mean, Uncle? What? Huh? I came ready with my friends and guns. I was like, yo, Bruce, grab a gun. We gotta go meet this Kevin guy, man. Like I came sketched out."
Nah, Kevin wouldn't do that.
He ended up being
Solid
a
boy.
good. He's a good guy. He's a good guy for sure.
Yeah.
Um, you had enough time to actually play the game yourself, or have you just been too busy, or do you even
Not
want
well.
to?
I kind of play it when I'm developing it. Like
For sure.
I'm jumping into play mode every few minutes, but only for a short period. So it's not like I'm doing an extended play session. At some point, I want to do like a big playthrough with my friends. Um, just about finding the time for it at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Probably gotta after the cartel update and figure out some things after that. You might have a little bit, but it's probably a bit out
Yeah,
at this point. For sure, for sure. Well, it's good to know that you still are gonna enjoy playing your game at some point.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go into the community questions a little bit more, but I did have one more question before we get to that. Can I see the dog at some point? Can,
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'll post a photo on Twitter of him. He's very cute. He's a little
sick.
golden retriever. He's 13 weeks old. And, he's a good boy. He's at his chewing stage right now, trying to eat everything in the house.
Nah, it's golden retrievers for you. They love to chew on everything. It's just playful, you know. That's good. I'm glad you actually ended up getting that puppy.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Let's see what kind of questions we got. People are asking if there's any chance of skate tricks like kickflips in the game.
Yes, I would. I do. Like, if I had unlimited time, I would pretty much just have Skate 3 and Schedule 1. It's just that getting everything feeling right is a massive, massive effort. But I do want to expand it as much as I can to make it so that you can actually use the skate park and you can go up the ramps and do little spins and tricks. Maybe, yeah, like a kickflip as well. I think grinds as well would be nice. You can like grind along something and then like jump off it for a little speed boost. That'd be cool. So yes is the answer.
For sure, for sure. That'll be sick. Yeah, I saw I remember you saying something about the skate park being flooded. Hopefully we could get one that's not down the line. Be so cool.
Yeah,
Um
it's flooded because the skate mechanics right now are just too jank for them to be used in a skate park. So that's why I put that little pool of water in it.
Everyone still tried. Just be
Yeah,
honest. I still went in. Everyone I saw, they still tried. They're like, "Oh, can I get in this?" I was like, "Yeah." All right, for sure. And then someone had a question about the UI. They wanted to know if there'd be any potential changes to be like made to make clicking things that are currently hidden behind the tool belt be shifted up and easier to click.
oh, so things hidden behind the where's this in the game?
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
like what which part of the game is this?
let's see. Let's see. I got a question about the UI. Make clicking things that are currently hidden behind the tool belt. Right. I think that's probably a resolution issue, if anything. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think of exactly
there will be. I
where it
will be
was
doing
used.
a polishing the UI overall. I do want to do a full pass at some points, but probably when I do the port to console is just sort of refresh all the UI and make it work a little nicer, and resolve any like clipping issues with different resolutions and aspect
Gotcha.
ratios.
They at me and said it a little better. They said the oven start and the mixer button are hidden behind the tool belt for them.
Oh,
Uh,
I see. Yeah, that might be. You can probably fix that by just turning the UI scale down a little. But yeah, I will go through the stations in particular. I'm still not 100% happy with their UI. I think it could be a little better. I'll be making those improvements at some point.
cool. Let's see. What else do we got here? What else do we got? Someone was asking if you plan on adding any more achievements down the line.
Yes. Yep. There'll
Cool.
be more achievements coming.
Awesome. Awesome. And you want to divulge or nothing you want to spoil?
Um, I think with each major update, I'll probably introduce a few more like relevant achievements. Like when the cartel update lands, there'll be some achievements related to that. I don't want to spoil anything at this point, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No. Sounds great. Let's see. Sorry, they're saying I'm a little quiet. Just turn myself up a little bit. Um. Yeah. Someone asked, how hard was it making the AI for NPCs, their routines, obstacle avoiding, etc.
Yeah, so that was quite an interesting one. Yeah, there's a bunch of layers with how their behavior is controlled. Um, Actually, maybe I can even share my screen and give like a little demonstration of how their behavior
Sure.
is set up in the engine.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
if I share that with you over Discord, will you be able to put that up on your stream?
Yeah. I could do a pop out. They won't be able to see anything. There we go. This. See.
Right, so this is like the base NPC that which all the other NPC types inherit from.
Mhm.
So everything from customers, cops, dealers, employees, they all use this template. Um,
Mhm.
so I've just got a few things to manage different aspects like their dialogue, schedule, their vision, their hearing, their awareness. So the way that this works is so there at the high level, there's this behavior thing, and all these different behaviors that they can follow, depending on what they're doing at any given time. So usually, follow schedule will be the active behavior. But then, if they need to do special things like, if they're talking, they deactivate the schedule behavior and enable the dialogue behavior. Um, And then, or if they're fleeing, they do that one. If they're in combat, they do that one. If they're dead or unconscious, they use those ones. And then, specifically for the schedule, when that's active, there's a. Let me open up. You can see all the schedule things. Mm.
Is this what kept Mick in the bar for so long? No.
Yeah, I probably stuffed up his schedule. That was probably it.
Ah,
Why not Randy, for example? So yeah, when his schedule behavior is active, uses this collection of I call them actions or events, something like that. So this is what dictates each NPC's daily schedule, like different events, like location-based action or stay in building, use vending machine, that sort of stuff. And those are all given like a window in which they're active. So as the NPC runs through the day, they just follow whatever the active schedule is. And then let's say they're following the schedule, but you shoot at them, then they'll disable their schedule behavior, stop doing that, and then enable their flee or their police behavior. Um, yeah, and then you also have like their vision and their hearing, which gives them their senses, and then they sort of pass off when they process some sort of event, like say you shooting. They will notify awareness of that, and awareness sort of dictates how the NPC responds to it. So regular NPCs might just flee in response to a gunshot, but police will start a pursuit. Um, and then once awareness has decided on like how it's going to react to this event, it then uses responses to actually execute the response.
that's really
So that's
cool.
the rough. That's the rundown of it. I don't know if this is what other games do. This is sort of just what made sense to me, and it works for the most part. So, yeah,
I mean, seems straightforward enough to me. If I understand it, Sorry. Um, cool. Yeah, it looks like it is pretty complex. I bet. Yeah, I bet that part, at least in itself, took a while.
yeah, that part. Just making it flexible enough without it being just too open ended and not being able to control what NPCs do properly. Yeah, finding that balance was a bit of a pain. I think that as well. I think that and the hard driving AI were probably the two biggest challenges. Um,
Yes, I still see
yeah,
people getting run over here and there.
yeah, no, they're far from perfect, but it was my best effort. I mean, just self-driving is fairly
Nah,
complicated. The way the game does it, it uses like a regular like A star calculation to find a path from one point to another, but that path is not necessarily something that a vehicle can follow because it might have like a really sharp turn in it, which the vehicle can't do. So I run that path into like a Bezier like smoothing function thing, which sort of smooths out the path. So it's less jaggedy and more gradual, something a vehicle can follow. And then I do some additional post processing, so that like it exits the road if it needs to go from on road to off road. It exits the road at the right point, so on and so forth. That sort of stuff. And then there's all these like nodes as well, which uh, these are all like how they drive on the roads. These green lines. So there's these points which like they follow to stay on the road. And then when they need to, they can exit these green lines and go off road. But yeah, no, that was that was a pain in the ass to be honest,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
a
still
lot
pretty
of
jank.
lines.
So
Yeah, it's a
yeah, still improve it.
whole lot of lines crossing, man. That could get confusing real quick. I could see. Alright, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure. Big Willie asked, "What are your plans for heavenly quality products in the future since they currently don't have a use?"
Heavenly doesn't. Oh yeah, so at the moment, yeah, the customers don't expect anything above premium. But as I add more regions, like for example, I do want to add a new region up here, like in like the fancy side of town, with like some big fancy houses, and maybe some more discerning customers. And then when I add those, I can set their expectations to be heavenly, and they'll pay a premium for that. So yeah,
Sure,
they'll be used as I introduce more NPCs.
for sure. You ever gonna look at Ray's door? No, I'm kidding. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Let's see. The person said, yeah, it was their UI scaling. They fixed it by messing with it. So that's good to hear. Um, Someone asked, will there be separate slots for items like the skateboard, guns, and ammo, or will it remain how it is now? Will with all the items sharing the same slots? So like kind of how a clipboard has a
Yeah, yeah,
dedicated slot.
yeah, sure. I think everything will probably just share the same slots, just because I don't want to be too restrictive in that you can only use this slot for this particular item type. Although I will be adding backpacks and bum bags and that sort of stuff, duffel bags, so that you'll be able to expand your inventory. Like a similar system to like Stardew Valley, for example. I think Factorio has it as well, where you can get like several rows of your inventory. Um,
That'll be great. That will be great for sure. I'm looking forward to that update. Sorry, I'm writing this down at the same time.
yeah, no.
Let's see. Someone asked, any plans to make mixing more streamlined? Making 8 trips to the gas station to keep materials topped up takes all day, every day.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can get them delivered,
Yeah.
although, yeah. I'll do. I think as I add more to the game, I do want to add like a new tier of equipment for everything. So you know how there's like the mixing station one, mixing station
Mhm.
two. I think at some point I'll add like industrial grade things, so like massive mixing vats, and then you'll be able to do massive batches then. So that should lower the sort of busy work overhead for your production.
For sure, for sure. Maybe like a buy again button could be something looked into for the
Oh yeah,
delivery
actually,
system.
good point. Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah,
something to with the filters. All you have to do is just hit buy again. You set your filters up right,
mm,
and they'll just run it for you. You know.
that's a good idea. Actually, I'll add like an order history. Let me write this down. Uh, Deliveries order history. Yep,
Sick.
good
That'll be
idea.
that'll be great. That'll be great. Someone asked, "Is can you talk about the potential cartel names, or would you rather keep that private?" And I believe that's just the Benzies family, right? Or will there be
Yeah, the
additional?
Menzies family. Yeah, so I want them to be. So there's going to be a rival cartel in the game, and I want them to be flexible in that they're not necessarily the bad guys. You can work with them if you want, or you can just totally face them and go up against them. And each in each of those two options will have their ups and downs. But yeah, I want the interaction with them to be flexible, where maybe say for a while you can agree to work with them, even if it's not an ideal for you, but strategize to take them out at some point. And in terms of what the actual interaction with them is going to look like, they will be operating similar to you, so they'll have customers, they'll be doing their own deals, they might have like meetups in various locations that you can ambush and steal their supplies, and they might do the same thing to you. They might try and interrupt your deals and jump you. You're walking back from the warehouse or something. um yeah, I just want to add a lot more opportunity for chaos and action, um so I think the cartel will be the perfect opportunity for that.
I know I'm starting a fresh save for it. That's for sure. I want to get all my early game saves jumped. It's gonna be a whole new experience, and I'm excited for it. Mm. Someone asked, will stack sizes increase for items like seeds, additives, soil?
um
Maybe
some
like
of
a
them
bag.
maybe. Yeah, maybe seeds, because they are quite. I try to increase stack sizes for things that are like physically quite small, like how baggies are small, so they stack 20. I guess seeds probably make sense for them to stack to 20 as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll consider that.
You know, that brought up a good idea to me. Maybe something like from the suppliers. Maybe down the line you can get like a bulk order or something. Like maybe it's a pack
Mm,
of 12 seeds at a premium, and then you could
yeah,
take it to a packaging station and unpackage it to get all of them.
yeah, yeah. Sure, that'd be cool.
That's just an idea, maybe it gives you a inventory or something full of everything that you need, and it just consolidates into a one inventory slot instead.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. Um. Oh, this is a good one. Could you ask Tyler if he ever plans to make the RV repairable or able to buy one and use it?
Hmm. Interesting. Actually, I haven't thought about that. It would be cool to have like a mobile base on wheels. Yeah, I think so. At some point, why not? I'd like to do that. There'll probably be a bit of work involved in making sure that everything works, even if it's moving. Like, you know, how you have your tasks where like you gotta put the seed in the soil or whatever, make sure that works nicely, even if the RV's, getting around a corner. Um, so it'll probably be a down the road thing, but yeah, that would be cool. I also do want to add a super yacht at some point, which you can like move around the map and dock at different points and use that as a production facility as well. So I'll have
Ooh,
to, make sure everything works when in motion for that anywho. So might as well do the RV as well.
I just imagine some crazy physics on the RV. Suddenly we get spotted cooking and my friend turns a corner while I'm in the middle of trying to turn the knob and we just explode. A
Yeah, yeah, it'd be good.
little bit too much heat there. For sure, for sure. Well, I'll move on to a couple of the other questions that I had written down here and then I'll get a couple more community questions out.
Yep,
Um,
sure.
let's see. The game's been hidden in some regions while you wait for that classification slash age rating. Do you have any updates on
Mhm.
that? I got a lot of people asking about it.
Yeah, yeah. So as far as I'm aware at the moment, the ones that have banned it are Qatar, Russia, and Australia. Sadly, as well. Kind of disappointing that Australia is on that list, but it is what it is. The classification is underway for Australia. They have some weird laws with like drugs and video games, and even though the game's very non-serious and goofy, we've still had to be spend some time consulting with people about how we're going to do our application and how we're going to get this certified. Obviously, it's going to be like an R18 plus, the maximum rating it can get, which I'm fine with. The game's not for kids, anywho, so that's fair. I just don't want them to refuse classification, which means it's effectively banned. But I'm pretty confident. We're very close to submitting now. I'm pretty confident that they'll be happy to give it the R18, and I can get it back up on Steam.
Okay, sick. Sounds great. Sounds great.
But yeah, Russia and Qatar, I don't think I can do much about those ones, unfortunately.
Sadly, yeah,
Yeah,
that might be a little bit more tricky. Sounds
yeah,
good. And I think I already touched base on this, and you already kind of answered it a little bit more. But did you have any like what kind of hobby projects and Roblox did you work in? Did you have any like published projects back then? Did you have any like assets that you put on the Roblox
yeah.
store or anything like that? Can I go
I
buy
think
a
I
Tyler shirt?
yeah, yeah. I think I was in like this group on Roblox. I think they're called Innovation Inc. It was like the science themed group. Um, and I did like a project for that. Um, I did like a nuclear missile facility for that group. Built a Yeah, that was sort of my introduction to programming there. In Lua, it was terrible programming. I look back at it now, and it's just like disgusting. But that's where I got started. Yeah, yeah. I also did like some like modeling in Roblox as well. Like I remember I remade all of the super hot maps in Roblox. That was good fun. Um, but yeah, I didn't really do anything of significance on Roblox. More just smaller projects.
Small projects, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, my kid's been really into Sonic and has been trying to get me to make a Sonic Roblox game for him. So I might be asking you for some pointers down the line. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So back to the cartel. How long after the release of the cartel do you plan on working on the next update?
Mhm. Yeah, actually, I've got that planned out. So after the cartel update, I'm probably going to do the weather update,
Mhm.
which that one won't take as long. That'll be in August. I think it'll probably take about 2 weeks ish. So I'm going to add like rain, storm, fog, that sort of stuff. Just adds a bit more life to the game, a bit more variety from day to day. Maybe the weather could influence the NPC schedules where they walk around with umbrellas or they walk a bit faster in the rain. Yeah, so that'll be the next thing after Cartel. And then once that's done, I'll run another community vote, um, which will probably include the two options that weren't chosen for this one, as well as a new one. I'm still deciding on what the new third option will be. But yeah, that'll be running in mid August. And then late August, I want to get Steam Deck support done. Uh, and then the following month in September, get the second community vote update done. Um, That's the plan for the next couple of months. And then I do also have an update planned for October, the Halloween update. I don't want to spoil too much of that quite yet, but I think that'll be good fun. Looking forward
Yeah,
to doing that one.
yeah, it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. You've already teased enough for me, man. um, For sure. So that actually answers the next question I had. So I'll move to the next one. Um, do you plan on hiring any additional help in terms of development?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Yeah, it's difficult because I don't want to lose. I think a lot of mistake. I see a lot of people they hire too quickly and they bring on this massive team without really onboarding people properly, and there's like just too many chefs in the kitchen, so to speak. The game sort of loses its soul. Um, so if I do end up hiring people, which I have considered, I probably will take it slow and just bring one or two people on. I think it would be good to bring on an artist as the first person. Just because I can do the art and the modeling, the texturing, but I'm not very good at it, to be honest. So it'd be good to focus on what I'm best at and hand off the art to somebody that knows what they're doing. I would like to do that like in person. Like I'm moving down to Sydney soon, and having an in-person office would be pretty sweet. Just because from personal experience, I think you do your best work and your best collaboration in person when you can actually see the other people and just walk over to their desk and give them input in real time. Um, like working from home is great and it's very convenient, but for something really creative and collaborative like game development, I'd want to do it in person.
For sure.
Um,
Understandable. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. I mean, TVGS headquarters coming soon.
yeah,
I guess you might have an excuse for me to fly out there. Yet, you know.
yeah, yeah. Sure.
Um,
Oh, by the way, I'm coming to the states in August, September for PAX West up in Seattle. Um,
ooh.
and then I might also be coming down to California as well. I'm not yet sure.
Well,
But yeah,
let me know. I'll come to PAX West with you. If anything, I'll try to plan something out.
sweet.
Been trying to go to a gaming convention of some sort for a while, so unfortunately
Yeah, same. I,
E3 isn't
I haven't
around.
gone to any sort of like. I mean, we don't have a ton of it in Australia, to be honest. But I've never gone to any sort of in-person game themed event. So that'll be some
Yeah,
good fun.
yeah. Like I said, I really wanted to get E3, but they stopped right after COVID, so it was
Yeah,
sad.
they don't do it anymore, do they?
Nope, nope. They announced their official last one. They're closed and it's no more. I think their last
Oh,
one, if I remember correct, was digital during COVID.
okay, I see.
Yeah, it just became something completely different, and the sponsors just jumped out. It was sad. Uh, moving on. Were you prepared for this little passion project that you were, just throwing things into to become such a success?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting it at all. I think regardless of how many people played it, I think I had a plan in place for updates and continual support for it. But I certainly was not expecting the response to be this big. I think my goal early on was to sell 50,000 units, and that's still a pretty for an indie game. That's a pretty ambitious uh, goal. So that was like if I can hit that, sweet. But I probably won't. But then yeah, the response being just so much bigger has just been crazy. Um, yeah, it's been a hectic few months, but I'm just glad that people like the game and so many people like the game. It's yeah, it's very flattering, a little overwhelming, but yeah, no, it's just doing my best to keep updating the game and yeah, keep the community happy. I think that early access is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. Like I don't want to be just pumping stuff out, week to week as quickly as I can. I want to make sure I do it right, and that's probably going to take some time, but that's all right. At the end of the day, I want to be really happy with this project before I wrap up on it. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, I know myself included. A lot of us are willing to wait for as long as the updates are ready to take, as long as they're ready. You know what I mean? Like, let the chef cook at the end of the day. That's my motto.
thank
Yeah, of course, of course. Speaking of working on stuff, what content on the roadmap are you most excited to bring to the game?
you. Let me pull up the roadmap now. Actually, I'm excited to do the Halloween update. That's going to be
Mhm,
good fun.
mhm, mhm.
Let me pull up the.
Just pull up the roadmap right quick. Got mine too.
I think adding more drug types is going to be fun. I think shrooms will be the next one, depending on like what the community votes for. I think shrooms were the second second winner for this most recent community vote. So having different drug types, I think, is going to add a lot to the game. Just you're going to have like expand your manufacturing to support the new drug types, and it'll come with new fresh equipment. Um, that'll be good. What else? I think
New ways to source
map
the supply.
expansions will be great as well. I'm going to start by expanding this part first. So let me actually, I'll roughly draw what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking of doing like a sort of swampy area down here, maybe. Have a road coming off right there,
Let's see.
running down here.
I think the stream's frozen on me. Just give me 1 second.
Uh,
There we go.
Can you see me like drawing, or is it not coming through?
Nah, it's not coming through
Not coming
currently.
through. Okay.
Yeah.
Just change screen share. Uh,
Yeah, now I should be able to see.
is that is it
Yeah.
coming through now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, maybe having like a road come off this elbow here, run down here, have like a swampy area down here, maybe.
Mm,
Bit of a shanty town could be cool. And then also up here having a road run up, and then like a big fancy area up here. Um, like houses and some fancy shops and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Um, and then also maybe additional foresty area out over here like
ooh.
that. Um, and then that will probably be the extent of the expansion for this part. And then obviously, island will be next. Um, that'll be quite a big addition as well.
I have a lot
Yeah,
of people
start.
that ask if we're ever gonna go back to the desert. Was that just a one-time thing, or
Um, it's not totally off the cards. I haven't really thought about it too much. I guess the desert map isn't huge. It really is just Serena Flats, the tiny little town and the ranch.
maybe?
But maybe
May-
involve it. Yeah, I'll have a think about it. I do want to bring Uncle Nelson back into this part of the map at some point in some form. Um, I'm not sure what it'll look like, but I think it would be cool to maybe add a way to bail him out or break him out of jail, and he can come to Highland Point and do some sort of job for you. Maybe help coordinate your employees or something. Um,
Maybe we
yeah,
gotta
that could be
go
some
out to
fun.
Serena Flats and go get them or something. That gives us a reason to
Yeah,
go out
yeah, that
there.
could be cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
like a jailbreak mission out in the
That'd be
desert. That'd be fun.
that'd be real cool. That'd be real cool. All right, awesome. Good to hear that Unc has a couple things still planned as well. Um, all right, and then what are your stances on modding in the game? And do you have plans on like an official framework down the line, or?
Mm. Yeah, well, I'm for the most part, I like modding. I've played a lot of modded Skyrim and Fallout 4.
Sure.
Think, yeah, they add to the game, assuming they're not like malicious. I know that some mods they put some crap in there that like messes with people's computers. That's not cool, obviously.
Mhm.
But proper mods where people are expanding on the game. That's awesome. I love to see it. In terms of official modding framework, yes. It'll probably be down the line. It'll probably be towards the end of early access, or maybe right like even just after early access. But yeah, on the technical side, I honestly have no idea how modding actually works and how people add stuff to the game once it's compiled and built. So I'll probably talk to a number of modders and just see what can I do on my end to make their lives a bit easier, um, and just really open up the game to have like a strong modding scene. Because I think that ultimately extends the lifespan of the game by quite a bit. People can keep adding stuff. Yeah,
Sure, for sure. I mean, look at Arma and Daisy. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then yeah, whenever you decide that you want to start looking into it, let me know because I talk to a lot of the monitors in the community, a lot of the more trusted ones. People
Yeah.
that'll run checks on whenever a virus may come in. That's how we get most of our sources for when there's a malware infected mod, and we'll make the announcement about it. So I could get you in contact with some of those people. That's for
Yeah,
another
that'd be
time.
great.
Um, all in all, would you have done anything differently? Like, would you have extended the release date? Would you have added anything before? What?
I
What?
think if I was going to do it again, I would prototype earlier. I think I finally learned that you got to prototype stuff before you just fully commit to it. I think that because the game evolved so much during development. There's so much work I threw away. I probably made enough content for 2 games, only to throw it away. Um, like I've got some old development videos of the game at different stages in development, and it just looked totally different back then. Um, I think yeah, just prototyping earlier helps you get to your final design quicker. Yeah, next game I'm definitely going to do that. Um, waste a bit less time. Less time. Um, Yes, I think prototyping. In terms of release date, I did push it a couple times. Initially, it was going to come out in late 24, um, but I just decided it was going to be too rushed, and I wasn't going to be happy with it if I had to put it out then. So I decided to push it to early 25.
Okay. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good the way it is. I mean, yeah, obviously, going back, anyone would do a couple things differently. So it's a
Yeah,
bit off question to ask, but it's more out of curiosity if there were any things you would have liked to add. You know what I mean? Would have liked to
yeah,
squeeze in beforehand. That's cool to know. Maybe
yeah. I
I'll.
think
But
I think graffiti. I was planning to get graffiti in the game before release, but that's still coming, by the way. Yeah, like being able to draw your own graffiti throughout the map will be great fun. Like you can have like a surface where maybe every time you level up, you get a spray can. You can just like draw on a surface somewhere, not just like static existing images that are just laid on, but actual like drawing with a spray can. I think that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to
ooh,
doing that.
that would
Um,
be cool.
I want to get that done. Hopefully before the cartel update, or maybe I'll bundle it in with the cartel update.
That'd be cool, and maybe it's a way to like keep your stance in certain districts up. Maybe you're fighting for the
Yeah,
cartel, they
yeah.
try and go against you. You know what I mean? That'd be
I
really
think it's
cool.
cool when the game world like reflects players' progress. Like I like it when you can see all the customers walking around with like, one eye and they're glowing and you're just like, yeah, I did that. That's always fun. So just being able to have the world like reflect the players' progress and what they've done is always nice. And graffiti will be another way to do that.
For sure, that'll be lots of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Do you plan on any more updates to the free sample version?
Yes, at some point. Obviously like my main priority lies with the full game.
Mhm.
But I think I will backport some stuff. Like I'm going to be making some optimizations to the game soon that I'll backport to the free sample, and I'll probably also add a few features into the free sample. Like maybe when I add weather, I'll backport that to the free sample. Stuff like that. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Sounds good. I already kind of asked the biggest challenge in terms of development, though. What would you say that was?
Yeah, that was probably the NPCs,
Mhm.
or yeah, I guess split between the NPC schedules and behaviors and all that, and the vehicle AI.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then, do you feel pressured to pump out content quickly?
Um, Not really, to be honest. I think like obviously some people just want stuff as quickly as possible. They want me to throw out stuff as fast as I can. But I think for the most part, people agree that they want it to be done properly rather than too quickly. Um,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I want to make a quality project, and however long that takes is not too important. What really matters is just the final output. Um, so yeah, I think I'm comfortable with just taking it at the right speed and not trying to get crap out as fast as possible.
For
And I
sure.
think most of the communities agrees with that
Nah,
approach.
for sure. I mean, we got the people that expect the updates every 3 days. Where's weekly updates? And you're out here pumping bug fixes and content updates every month, man. Like you're a machine. I don't know what else to say, really. All
Thank
right.
you. Like the tough balance is like hit between improving the existing stuff and fixing bugs, as well as like adding new stuff. Like you want to be adding new stuff to keep the game fresh and stuff, but you also don't want to let your old this existing stuff in the game that you got to maintain and improve and fix. So trying to hit that balance is always a challenge.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Don't want things to be broken and fall into something new and break it more. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you also want to get new stuff out. All right. And then last one that I have for you is I did hear you mention for next game. What does the future
Mm.
of TVGS look like after Schedule One comes out of early access? Are you gonna
Yeah,
make
I
more
mean
games?
that's quite a yeah. I do want to do more games. I think that's a while off. Obviously I got to get Schedule One done
Mhm.
first. That's going to be the next few years task. And the next game, I do want to do it with a team. Um, Probably not a massive team. I think 5, max 10 people. I think that's a good size where you can achieve a really nice polished output, but it's not like massive. I have some ideas for the next game. I don't think I'll do like a direct like sequel to Schedule One. I think I want to try something different. Maybe I'll come back to the series in the future. But yeah, I'll probably try something different. I've got some ideas, but nothing too fleshed out yet.
Sounds great. I'm glad to know that this isn't where TVGS stops. I'm glad to know that you're to keep working on games even after Schedule One goes on, and it's gonna keep going for a while.
Yeah,
Great to hear.
absolutely.
Great to hear. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I had for you in terms of just developmental questions and things like that. I guess I'll
Mhm.
give a couple of minutes for the community to ask a couple more questions. Let's see.
Yeah, sure. I might just grab a cup of water. I'll be back shortly.
All good, brother. All good. What's up, chat? Sorry, I just been occupied. Appreciate the follows, the subs, everyone coming in.
All right.
Good. Oh, good. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, if you had to choose Brute to Gloop or Old Man Jimmy's, if you could have one
Mm,
bottle in real life,
Let me have a look at them.
that Brute to Gloop looks
Brute
fancy,
de
but
Gloop. Yeah, Brute de Gloop's champagne,
Old Man
and
Jimmy's is the
Jimmy's
whiskey.
whiskey. Ooh, I
That
think I'm
does look.
probably more of a whiskey drinker.
Yeah,
Champagne's nice, but that's more of an occasional, special occasion sort of thing.
yeah,
I'd have to go with Old Man Jimmy's.
my man. Let's see what kind of questions we got from the chat. Let's see. Let's see. Scroll through a little bit. All right, someone already asked that. Okay, this is a good one. Will cartels or with the cartels, will that be on a slider difficulty adjustment or will it just be straightforward? Do you plan on adding like a difficulty slider down the line or
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest.
cuz
Yeah, I think down the line I do want to add more configuration to the game where you can go into like settings and adjust all sorts of stuff. Like you can adjust the length of of an in-game day. You can change like how much presence the police has. I'll add like a difficulty setting for the cartel maybe. Maybe a setting for like so you can adjust the economy. Maybe everything's more expensive, but you get paid more, or the other way around. So yeah, I think at some point I do want to add like options to your game that you can adjust if you'd like.
yeah, that sounds amazing. Someone asked, "Do you have any plans to add car customization and modification?"
Yes. Yes, I
So,
do. At the moment, you can just repaint it, but I do want to add like engine upgrades, different wheels, maybe add like a spoiler, maybe even put like a your cartel's logo on the car, which that's also another feature. I want when you create a new game to sort of be able to draw your own cartel logo, um, and then you'll be able to put that on packaging for your products. You'll be able to put that on the side of your vehicles, maybe on your properties. It's not very discreet, but it'd still be cool.
yeah, that'd be real sick. I know people are gonna love that. That's for sure. People like to get creative. I'm gonna need a template though, because I can't draw for shit.
Yeah.
um, Cool. Someone asked, is the seasonal update going to be something that's permanent or just a seasonal update?
The October one will be permanent. I'll probably do another seasonal Christmas one, and that will probably be. I'm still deciding on the Christmas one, but I'm thinking probably just like add like a winter mode to Highlands Point, where it's like snow and it's snowing. You slide around on the ground car. That'll probably just be a temporary one.
That'd be cool. Pick up a snowball or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Um, cool. Someone asked if you have any plans for businesses doing more than just money laundering, maybe managing legal businesses.
Yeah, I have thought about that. I do want to add more interactions with businesses because just right now you just you go into the computer and you press the button to launder money. It's not that interactive, so I do want to add more to them. Um, what exactly that'll look like, I'm not sure, and it'll probably depend on what business it is. But I think it would be cool to have like you can flip patties in the back of not patties, but you can flip I don't know tacos in the back of taco ticklers to earn some money, or maybe you can a business post office. I don't know, sort mail. I'll try to not make it too dry, but yeah, adding mini games for each of the businesses, or maybe even when the cartel's added, I can make it so that they'll attack your businesses and you got to defend them. So yeah, still deciding on what it'll look like, but yeah, more interaction with the businesses is definitely planned.
One that I have thought of and seen around a bit is a second use for the post office is exporting drugs. Maybe that could be
Yeah, that'd be
something
cool
it's used
actually.
for. The
Yeah,
little back room where those shelves are and stuff on the right side, you could maybe add like a packaging station. That main
yeah,
computer in the front room, you just ship it off through that little computer that's sitting there, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah. That could be cool. Yeah, that reminds me. At some point, it'll be a late game thing, but I do want to add like an airstrip that you can purchase. And then maybe you
Mm,
can like send drugs off via like a plane. That'd be pretty cool.
beautiful.
Probably be on up on this island over here at a purchasable airstrip, and that opens up the international exporting thing. Pretty
That
fun.
that would be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people would love that. I get a lot of people asking, darknet and things like that, they want a deep web simulator almost, you know what I mean? So, I'm sure they'll be stoked to see something along the lines of that. Well, I only got time for a couple more questions, and then we'll start wrapping it up fully.
Mhm.
Pretty much just answered that one. Is there plans for increasing the player count slash lobby size? And if so, what amount?
Yes. I want to increase it as much as I can while like keeping network stability.
Mhm,
I need to do a bit of testing first and just find the time for it to I'll probably first try to expand it to 5 or 6. But if I can push it to something like 8, I think that's the highest I would go. But yeah, I just need to make sure that it's going to run properly. Just because one client acts as the host, they'll need to be sending data to all 7 other clients potentially. So I just need to make sure that's going to work and not cause any technical issues.
for sure, for sure. Sounds good. I know myself included, a lot of people will be very excited to be able to play with four people, more than four people. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
reading at the same time. Um, how one of our helpers asked plans for dedicated servers, maybe.
Dedicated, probably no plans for that right now, just because the game is really set up for the server to also be a player, sort of like a
Okay.
combined player server.
Okay.
I need to rewrite quite a lot of the code for a dedicated server setup.
Mhm.
Obviously not totally off the table, but not planned for at this point.
Cool. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right, and let's see. Answered that one. Answered that one. All right. I honestly think that's just about it. Let me see if I got one more. He already answered. We're gonna be doing the swamp expansion first, most likely. Um, this
The
is a silly one. If you could have one customer, one dealer, and one supplier as a friend, who are you choosing? And we'll wrap it up on that.
Mm. Sure. Okay. We pull up them mugshots and get a look at them. I think dealer. It's gonna be Benji. It's like a
Benny.
fun guy. Friend, customer. Uh, maybe Randy. I feel like you could just chill with him and
It seems like
fish
a
out on the
chill
docks
dude,
with Randy with a beer.
pretty much.
Probably Randy, and then the what was the other one? Supplier.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know how much fun Albert would be.
I don't know, man.
Well,
He gets real on you, and those gold hands make me think he's taking a hand if you don't call him back quick enough.
yeah. The other ones are Salvador. Where is he?
To the right, right next to Ray.
Where is he?
Left, left, left,
Am I blind?
right
Oh, there
there.
he is. I know he looks a little scary as well. I guess so does Shirley. Shirley looks pretty.
I don't
Wait a
know.
minute. Is Shirley the
Shirley's
Shirley's
a
the meth
pseudo girl.
supply, right?
Yeah, she's a pseudo
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Shirley's kind of
She
cool.
might be all right. Yeah, probably Shirley actually.
Yeah,
That's
she's the
probably
only
the
one that's
safest bet.
smiling, if I remember correct. Yeah, she's to the right, one to the right of Sam. Down.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's the
yeah,
other
probably
one that.
Shirley.
Yeah, she looks a little nicer. All right, cool, cool.
That's gonna
All
be
right,
it.
man. Yeah, sounds good. All right, I won't take up too much more of your time. Anything you want to say to the community on the way out?
Um, I guess just thank you for watching and thank you for playing the game. It's just so crazy to see people enjoying it and having fun with it. I mean, that's what I want to do at the end of the day. I just want to make something that people have fun with, and this is just so far beyond what I ever could have hoped for. So just a big thank you for the community for checking out the game and playing it. It really means the most.
Sick, sick. All right. Well, thank you for so much for your time, brother. You have a great rest of your day. Okay, I'll let you go. I know you're a busy man
Thank
for
you.
the rest of the day. I'm gonna
Thank you
run
for
a
organizing
giveaway.
this.
Of course. I'm gonna run a giveaway right after this. So if you want to stick in the
Yeah,
stream, if you got a minute, that's fine. But I'm gonna just
sure.
BRB screen real quick so I can get that all set up. So be
Yep,
right back.
no
Okay.
worries. Alrighty, thank you everyone.
Later, Tyler.